Alright, so for example number 2, we're going to represent outcomes with a tree diagram. And a tree diagram is used to organize your outcomes, and it's got a branch for each possible outcome of an event. So we're going to draw a tree diagram for flipping a coin and spinning a spinner. And we're going to use the tree diagram to list all the possible outcomes. So the tree diagram shows all the possible outcomes of flipping a coin and spinning a spinner. So how this works is we've got multiple columns. The first column, in this case, we're going to say is the coin flip. And underneath that, we've got the different possibilities. We've got heads and we've got tails. And we can join these, we call these branches. And then the next column is the spinner. Now, the thing about this is on this spinner we've got elk, salmon, and bear, so there's 3 possible outcomes on the spinner. So with each item that's under the coin flip, we need to list all 3 of the spinner outcomes. So for heads we've got bear, elk, salmon, and then for tails we've got bear, elk, salmon. And then we can join these with lines to show the different branches. So if you were to turn this on its side, you see it sort of looks like a tree with branches. It splits here and then these split again. And so those are branches of a tree. And so that's why we call this a tree diagram. So in the end, we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 possible outcomes that are illustrated with this tree diagram. And it summarizes them here in the outcome column. So we've got heads and bear, heads elk, heads salmon, and then tails bear, tails elk, and tails salmon. And again, you can still list the sample space like we did before in brackets. So we've got heads bear, heads elk, heads salmon, tails bear, tails elk, tails salmon. So that is a tree diagram. Now for part B, we're going to do what's called a spider diagram. So somewhat similar, but a variation on it. We've got our coin here in the middle. We've got tails and heads illustrated. And you could just write H and T, or T and H as well. And then they're joined with a dotted line here. And then off to the sides, we branch out and show the bear, the elk, the salmon. The bear, the elk, the salmon. So that looks more like a spider rather than a tree, but it shows that we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different possible outcomes that are all unique. So again, we have a show you know, so please go ahead and give that a try.